Welcome back to Asphalt 8 World Tour. This is the third episode, and today we'll be taking a look at Patagonia. So the very first thing I wanted to show is something I've been waiting to show since I first created the trailer for this series. If you land off this ledge with the correct speed, you can land on the wooden scaffolding on the side. Once you bounce off of that, a llama appears. If you continue along the road to try to see it close up, it vanishes as soon as you can't see it anymore. Anyways, there are plenty of interesting details in the rest of the map too. It's a very nice mix of natural and artificial features. Over here there's an interesting statue. Around it are a bunch of nice buildings. There's also a dirt path connecting some of them. It's quite steep though, I wouldn't want to have to climb that in the rain. Here we can see more planar trees and depth sorting issues. From here you can barely see the lake beside the road here. If we continue forward on this fork of the road, there's a little hidden area here behind the ramp. The game won't let you go here, but if you go on the reversed version of the track you can. Could be a good selfie spot. You can also jump to the left here, and this gives you a very distant view of the road below. It's not possible to jump any further than this though. There seems to be a vertical respawn trigger here. In the cave I noticed there's a weird light up here. I wonder what that is. Maybe it's a hole in the cave where light is coming through. But it looks more like artificial lighting because it's so bright. Ahead here we can see that lake a little bit better. However, we can see it very clearly if we jump this way. It's very easy to jump directly into the lake, but with a slow enough car you can land safely back on the road going backwards. There's another jump here that can reach the same place where you can see the road below. It's strangely possible to bounce off the mountainside here. More planar plants. This one has more planes, so it looks more bushy, but that causes depth sorting issues with itself. If you're a bit confused about what I mean by the depth sorting, check out episode 2 where I went over a Munich subway. I did my best to explain there. There's a twisty road sign here. That's definitely an important sign for the road ahead. It's very tempting to jump off the side here to get a huge shortcut, but unfortunately they thought of that and it can't be done. Even with the Dodge Tomahawk, which can jump very far, it just doesn't let you fly that far even though you can make the jump. The lake here is cool though. If we continue out here, there's a llama crossing sign and then a bunch of llamas grazing. I can imagine why the developers decided to put in the big llama Easter egg. From here we can also see back up the mountain that we came from. There's a nice waterfall over there too. Now something I noticed is that the field of view increases when the car is traveling faster. This is a good trick for making the game feel faster. If I head along this road traveling faster, we'll be able to see the mountain in its entirety. These plants explode into a puff of leaves. Seems to always explode in the direction that the car is moving. That's a good design. I'm going to skip the curved tunnel here because it's not too interesting. There is what seems to be a picnic table in the tunnel here though. Maybe it's a temporary camp for a work site. There are a bunch of floodlights in the rest of the tunnel. In this cave I don't really have much to say. I just found it rather interesting trying to jump around and see how far into the cave I can explore. Which is not much. There are a bunch of waterfalls pouring into this cave. The fog combined with the floodlights really obscures a lot of it though. We can see the structural support for the road above from here. There's also a geyser over here. Again, not much to say here. Looks nice, but nothing in particular. This tunnel is a pretty interesting selfie spot though. The little house here has a farm or garden in front. This is a cool sign warning drivers of cars coming from the other side of the hill. A little bit strange that it's on the end of the road though. I also thought this little off-road area was interesting. You can drive off into the normal road at any time, but you can't get back onto here except from a ramp or the drop down. This area under the big drop down is another pretty interesting selfie spot. I haven't seen this very often. Beside it in this lower area is also a rather unique spot. I rarely see people slow down and go backwards to find good selfie spots, so the area right below drops are often neglected. There's a really long distance view from here. And over here, there's a line of cannons. One of the track variants in Patagonia is called the River Fort, which seems to be related. I'm curious about these spots on the rock. Could they be mineral deposits or moss? They're blue, green, and purple. There is a variant of purple moss, but it doesn't quite look like this. Another drop down. This could be an interesting selfie spot too. This seems to wreck your car instantly if you touch it, no matter how gently. Weird. These rocks seem to fall onto the road when you drive forward through the track. I wonder if they appear when you go backwards. They do appear. There's no collision. If you go back, the particles appear as if it was falling, and now you can collide with them from both sides. It's so much fun breaking games. Anyways, that's it for this episode. If there's anything else interesting you think I missed, please let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this, please let the algorithm know. Thanks.